learner. Bad luck today, but what a wonderful run at the AO. Sasha was very complimentary of you. Can you look back at your tournament and give us your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, super happy with how I played all week. I think, match by match, it just got a little bit better. So super happy with how I was kind of progressing through the tournament. I mean, I was down a break in the fourth first round, so to be in the quarters is, it's amazing.
Questions?
Learner, well done. What, if anything, surprised you about your performance the last couple weeks?
I haven't given it that much thought, honestly. Obviously, I know I've been playing great tennis, and I mean, I know maybe even coming into this year in Brisbane, maybe that wasn't, I wasn't playing amazing, and even starting off my tournament here, I wasn't playing, incredible by any means, but I think very happy with how I was kind of improving with each match. I think, match by match, day by day, I just felt a little bit more comfortable. I felt like I was seeing the ball a little bit better, and, by the end of the tournament, I was playing, very well. So I'm very happy about that.
Hi, Lerner. Congratulations on your run. About the match today, it felt like from the stands it had a bit of a weird flow, and it was kind of hard to figure out what was sort of deciding the action at any given point. And I'm just wondering sort of what went wrong for you in the third set that wasn't going wrong for you in other sets.
Yeah, I mean, I think that set was like 20-something minutes probably. Maybe a little bit of an emotional letdown after the second set. I mean, he was pretty much in a position to serve out the second set breaker, and I was kind of able to steal that set, and so maybe I was a bit happy I was able to steal that, and I had a little bit of a drop off. I think I played kind of a loose game to get broken, and then he was serving great, obviously, so he was holding pretty quickly, and the set just kind of slipped through my fingers very fast.
Hi, Lerner. I mean, a great match. It's been a big day for both you and Iva Jovic. You really sort of feel like it's the future for American tennis between you. It's also interesting that you're both second-gen immigrants to the US. Like, in the context of everything that's happening at the moment with Trump and ICE, like, what does your heritage mean to you, and how important are immigrants to America and American sport today?
Sorry, I don't really want to talk about that right now.
Charlie.
Well done, Leonard, today in this tournament. I just wondered if you could talk about your relationship with Michael Chang, sort of mid-match, how that works. I think there was a game towards the end of the second set. He was offering you a lot of, it looked like tactical advice and then encouragement, and just, what he kind of gives you mid-match.
Yeah, I think he's always a very, calming presence. Offers me a lot of stuff mid-match, especially stuff that maybe I'm not picking up on. A lot of it was encouragement, telling me to stick with him, as best as I could. Obviously he played a good match. He was playing pretty well from start to finish. So, for portions of the match, I was just trying to stay with him and not let him kind of run away with things. So it's more of that. He was just giving me, little bits of encouragement here and there.
Doug?
Congrats on the week. Just how much do you feel like experience in this setting played a role in the match? And secondly, just in terms of your own career and game development, is it more important to win a title like you did last year, or get to like this stage of a major?
Yeah, I mean, first off, I think that going out there in the first set, maybe I came out a little bit flat. I don't think I've played on that court in a few years, and obviously, maybe I'm not super used to playing in a setting like that quite yet. But I think, again, it's an amazing experience for me, especially this earlier in my career to get chances like that. I think maybe, bits of experience would maybe help in something like the third set, where I feel like I had a little bit of a drop off after managing to take the second. So I think stuff like that is good for me to experience now, and it only sets me up better for the future. in terms of, I mean, are you kind of asking if what's more special, like this week or winning a title?
I don't know. You got over a couple of humps, right? And winning your first title, and then now getting to this stage of a major, and like in the context of when you think about things, which feels like a more important stepping stone for your career?
I wouldn't put one over the other. They've both been big goals for me, and boxes that I've really wanted to tick. So, very happy with how I played this week, and the fact that I was able to make it to the quarters. That was a goal of mine coming into the year. So, happy to check that box in the first slam of the year. But it's hard to say. Winning my first title was really special. So it's tough to put stuff above that.
Hi, can I ask some questions to these two guests?
Sure. Let's ask two more to learn and then the guest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, learner. Here. At just 20 years old, there is already a lot of attention around you. How do you manage that pressure and stay focused on your game and on your life?
I don't think about it too much. I don't feel like a weight on my shoulder by any means. So, I'm very fortunate to be in the position that I'm in, and I think I lead a pretty special life that a lot of people don't get to live. So I think it's great just to go around and travel and play tennis, and I just enjoy that as much as I can.
Last one.
What do you think is at the moment the weakest part of your game, and something over the course of the year and in 12 months' time you want to look back on and hope that you've really improved?
I think my serve can improve. I think a lot of things can improve. I think all around I can still get better in a lot of areas. Physically I wouldn't say I'm close to where I hope to be one day either. But I think weeks like this are good to test myself, and I get a lot of takeaways from winning and losing these matches, and I think it's great, and it just really sets me up to come back and be even better the next time I play.